Okay, so this is the session where we learn a little bit about a different microcontroller. So this time we are using Microbit instead of Arduino, right? So let's just drag one. You can change colors if you want. I'm just going to stay with red. Now we had a bunch of different problems we wanted to solve in this one. So let's start with the very first one. We wanted it to smile every time it starts. So let's start the simple. Just go for show icon and go for start. When you go for start simulation, you could just see it smile, right? So that is the very first one. The second was when shaken, it should say hi. Now, how do we detect shake? So it's a kind of an input. So you have to make sure you go to input to find the right block. And you go to on shake. You're going to use forever later, so I'm just going to keep it in. On shake, we want it to say hi, so it's output. And you see something called show string, and instead of hello, let's just shorten it to hi. You can start the simulation, and to simulate a shake, just click on this little gray thing here, and there you go. You can see a hi. Alright, so that's that. We wanted to show a temperature when button A is pressed. So again, you can go to input. For input, you can find something called on button A pressed. And since temperature is normally numbers, you can go to output and take show number. But how do we get the temperature? So that again is an input. So go to input and take the temperature block from here. When you start the simulation and when you press button A, you can see it shows the temperature. You can change the temperature of the simulation from here and try again, and it will show the changed temperature. Alright. Next was when it's dark, all LEDs glow. So that's also, now here is where you might use forever. So when it's dark, how do we know it's dark? So there's something called light level over here that you can take a look at. But you have to sense the light level all the time it is running. So to sense it, we are going to use an if else block, and from math we are going to take this comparison block, and from input we are going to take a light level block. And here we are going to use I would use a less than, because it will be, light level is an analogous value, so you could just simply test how much dark do you want it to get. So I'm just going to go on a limb and take 10 for now, but it can definitely vary when you do it practically. Let's take 10 for now. And we want output, right? So let's do, you can do show LEDs. Let's do show LEDs. And then you can just light up. You can even do it in any particular shape. You could have simply done a giant square, or, you know, one with diagonal in it, anything. There you go. And if it is not, we also have to remember to clear the screen, because what if it gets, all light again? We don't want a light to be on when it's not that dark. And for light level, we can just simply drag this down and ta-da! Yep, that works. Alright, so we are done with our first 4 of them. Now the last one is to make sound. Since we do not have anything in Microbit itself that makes sound, we are going to use an external thing, that's piezo. We have used it before also. We are just going to use the positive and give it to pin number 2. You could give it to any of the pins, it really won't make a difference. I don't like the wire I've made there. Let's do it properly. And then the ground. I'm just going to color the ground as black, because come on. Alright, so that's your piezo is attached to pin number 2 now. Now we have to make sure that the controller knows where the piezo is. So first we have to test the compass, the rotate. So the program is that when it is rotated and the rotation is, the compass is heading more than 90 degrees, it has to make a sound. So for compass, you will actually find something over here, compass heading. We're going to take that. Again, we are going to take an if block, and yeah, I think I'm just going to take an if block, and I'm just going to take a comparison block. and I'm going to say greater than 90 degree, or maybe let's take equal to, right? Now we have to tell it where our piezo is. So when you go to output, you will find this analog set pitch. Put that and set it to P2. This means that it knows there's a pitch pin, or rather a sound device that is attached to pin number 2. And simply set the analog pitch to 1000 for 2 milliseconds. And yeah, this should work. So let's start the simulation. And to see the compass, just click over here. And I hope you can hear that noise. You could change it if you increase the milliseconds here. And start the simulation again. Oh, well, I could do it either way. See, there you go. And if you want it to come back to default position, just click on home and you're there. I hope this was all clear and rather easy.